And we move on to our next coach this morning, the head coach of the Liberty Flames, Gill. Good morning, Coach.
Hey there, Mark Simpson. Hope you're doing well today.
I'm fine, sir. Hope you're doing great. Congratulations on the victory at Georgia State, the Big South's fifth win over an FBS program. Moved to 3-2, heading into conference play at Gardner Webb Saturday night, 7 o'clock on ASN. First off, please open up, talk about the victory over Georgia State, then we'll start taking questions.
Well, obviously, I'm very, very proud and give God the glory there for the win. And our guys really played well in one of our better games that we played here recently. So it was a solid effort, solid game, and tough ball game. Obviously, got a lot of talented players there. We knew they had great receivers, and they definitely got behind us 3 or 4 different times, made some big plays, and all that. They had a very good quarterback, and our guys responded in the right way as far as to keep responding back when they scored. We would score, and I think the big thing about the whole ball game was we kept the ball away from them. I think we had 43 minutes where we had the ball, and they didn't have very many. They only had 16 snaps in the first half, so I think that was a huge factor for us to having success as we continue to have a pretty good job on our third down conversions there. I think we were around 50% or plus in that aspect of it, so that was a tremendous asset in the ball game. And then our special teams had a very good kickoff return game going pretty good, and then John Lunsford kicking both field goals, and I think that was a very, very huge thing in the game, late in the game, to make the 56-yard field goal. And I thought we tackled well in the game, too, in some of their things that they were doing. So great performance by our guys, and a great time. Anytime you win a football game is great. When you win a good football game there on the road, which is our first time winning on the road, there was a big plus for us.
All right, Coach, at this time we'll start taking questions for you. To ask a question, Coach Gill, please press star 1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser. Click raise hand if you join us via the web. And Coach, as we wait for a couple questions, if you can talk about this week's opponent, the Gardner Webb Runner Bulldogs.
Well, we got another challenge here again on the road, and then they maybe just as good of a defensive football team that we're going to play this football season. So I mean, they're definitely one of the best in the country. We've definitely played them in the past, and they've been very, very good against us. They got a very good odd defense, and they do a lot of different schemes that they have, and now they got pretty much this year everybody back in the front seven. I think they're going to be as good of a front seven that we're going to face all year long. But I think overall defense is very good, so it's going to be a challenge for us, no doubt about that. And playing a night game in Gardner Webb is going to be tough for us, but it's going to be a good football game.
All right, Coach, we'll start taking questions. First question for you is from Mike Tilley of Calling the Game on ASN.
Hey, Coach Gill, hope you're doing well. You know, I noticed that the rushing game improved dramatically in that Georgia State game. Was it more of a reflection of what Georgia State was doing defensively, or something that Liberty changed?
We made some adjustments in this last ball game. We've had about 2 or 3 games in a row where we didn't do very well in the running game, so we really made a little bit of adjustment personnel-wise. We decided to play Aaron Campbell really at all spots. He played every position except for center, and we thought maybe reducing some of the reps for our offensive linemen might better our production. And I'm hoping it was right, because I don't know if that was the only thing that made a difference, but that was a huge thing that we decided to do that we thought may help us, and it did play a big part in this ball game. Then I just thought we executed better, and we kind of simplified the game plan a little bit, and just wanted to make sure that our guys could execute better, and they did that. So very, very proud of the way they responded. Our coaching staff did a great job putting together a game plan, and our players executed it to the fullest.
Coach, what player on defense at this point in the season do you think you've seen the most improvement from?
Chris Turner. He didn't play at all last year, the redshirt guy playing corner. I think he's going to be a really outstanding football player, and he's already has 2 interceptions so far, and he has great length, great speed, and has great ability, and tough kid. He's physical. Not as big of a guy at this point in time. He has good length. Needs to put a little bit more weight on, but great competitor, and he's making plays.
Looking at John Lunsford on Saturday, I mean, I don't think he could have played any better. It was looked like a flawless game. And I know kicking is such a mental game and everything else, and he had struggled a couple of games before Saturday. Anything that he's doing differently, or anything going on behind the scenes that sort of produced that great performance on Saturday?
Oh, you just keep working, more and more working in practice there, a little bit more time there with the snapper and the holders and all those things. I know everything's going to go right back when a kicker misses a kick. It's going to be on him, which majority of it is. But there's times when the snapper ball's a little bit off and the holder. I mean, you're talking about 1 or 2 inches can make a difference in whether the ball's going to be good or not good as far as where the hole has been. So they just spend a little bit more time and where he's with our holders, and I think he's just executing better.
What concern? This is my last question. Sorry to ask so many, but what concerns you most about Gardner Webb on Saturday? What part of their game?
Well, I think a football team there that's right now here, and they're getting ready to open up the Big South Conference. They're looking forward to it. They're playing at home. They had a week off, and they got a very good defensive football team. When you have a very good defensive football team, I'm not just talking about very good and outstanding defensive team, you're always going to have a great chance to win football games. So we got a tremendous challenge, and I think that's the part that I think we going to have to look to overcome.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Mike. And, Coach, I just got a few more questions for you. One question that I neglected to ask the last couple weeks. You may not realize that it's just the third time we've had a Big South member play 4 straight road games in a season. Now that you're halfway through, just kind of how's the psyche? How do you keep the kids on task? With these 4 games, this long break away from home.
Well, I guess just as me as a coach, I think all of us as coaches, I think only maybe more of the fans and the media that may look at really the overall picture of the season. Again, we always talk about it game by game, and we keep it all in that perspective. As I've always been a head coach, that's the way I've always talked. So the players are not seeing me do anything different or say anything different than what I've done in the past. And hopefully that's been the case. And I think we've played somewhat okay on the road or at home, and you're going to have some inconsistent play throughout the season. But again, I don't think none of us are flinching or budging about it. We just get ready for the next one.
And my last question for you, Coach. Coming off the victory, just especially with your team winning in an NFL stadium, playing in the Georgia Dome, as well as visiting the College Football Hall of Fame, just kind of that experience is what you've overheard and some things they've shared with you after the victory.
Well, I think the overall team and was just about every player came and just said thank you for allowing them to go to the College Football Hall of Fame. They were talking about they would never have that experience to do it, and know we as coaches, we're teachers and educators, and whenever you have an opportunity with different cities or towns you go to, if there are some things that are historical or educational, then I think we need to take advantage of that and show our student athletes that part of it. So I think they were thankful for it, and they were grateful for the opportunity to play in the NFL stadium and that kind of thing too. And I'm glad that it wasn't too much of our guys looking up in the ceiling a whole lot, that they were able to play the game of football. So it was great to see them respond in a great way in that environment.
All right, Coach, that's all we've got for you. Thanks for your time this morning. Good luck Saturday at Gardner Webb.
Thank you.
All right.